Welcome back, guys, to more college football picks. Guys, what's up? Hope you guys are doing well. It's October now. Let's get straight into it. College football keeps heating up. Week 6 picks here and score predictions. Every week I will have videos like this, of course. And if you like this stuff, please like and subscribe. I think soon I'll do a video on who I kind of like going forward in the second half of the season and stuff. I'll kind of figure out how I'm going to do that video, but expect that to come within a week or so. Let's get straight into it. Got no time to waste. Let's get through this. Let's start with the Red River rivalry game. Big game here. It's major. Lots of implications here for this one. Number 3, Texas Longhorns. Number 12, Oklahoma Sooners. Texas is favored 5.5. Some key stats for you guys here on this. Longhorns lead the all-time series 63-55, but the Sooners have been 17-11 since they both joined the Big 12. Back, doing the math on that would be since 94, 95. But I like Texas in this spot. It's going to be a lower scoring game. Probably both defenses should show up here. Oklahoma could win. I've seen some people take them. But I love Oklahoma to cover in this game. This should be close. Texas blew them out 49-0 last year, but this will not be that kind of game. Oklahoma's much better than last year. I like Texas's offense to be a difference as well in this game. Next up, we have number 4 Ohio State Buckeyes versus the Maryland Terrapins. This game's actually interesting, to believe it or not. Ohio State minus 19.5. That's too much for me personally. I like Maryland to actually keep us closer than you think. I think this is going to be pretty close, actually, for a while. This could honestly be a one-score game going into the fourth quarter. Don't be shocked if Maryland's actually leading at some point, but I got Ohio State just to barely pull away by a little bit near the end. Maryland's 5-0 for the first time since 2001. So they have a great offense, obviously. Tulia's really leading this team to grab out success so far. I'm still slightly suspect on Ohio State, but I do trust them more after that win over Notre Dame. We'll see how it goes going forward. This should be up. I would probably bet the over in this game. The over-under is 52 or something like that. Bet the over in this game. Next up, we have number 21 Missouri Tigers hosting the number 23 LSU Tigers. I used Missouri's old logo or their other logo just to mix it up. I know it looks real similar to Michigan. It's kind of weird, honestly, but yeah, LSU really needs to win this game. This is a must-win situation. They had a heartbreaking loss in Ole Miss. Missouri is overrated. I mean, they are probably one of the more overrated teams in the top 25. 5-0. Cool, you're done. It's over. The winning streak's over. LSU's winning. I got them back on track here. Them scoring 38 might be a bit, but you can score on Missouri. I don't think there's any real issue with scoring on Missouri. Yeah, Missouri's almost lost to a couple bad teams this year. They had the walk-off against Kansas State, walk-off 61-yard field goal. Missouri's due to lose a game. It happens right here. Next up, we have the UCLA Bruins in what should be a very intense Pac-12 battle. And number 13, Washington State Cougars. Washington State's been impressive this year. The offense has been clicking. Cam Ward's been playing amazing. I think he's in the top 10 right now of the Heisman list. I've seen this before with the whole thing of the team that you wouldn't think's favored. We saw this last week with Oregon State. And you know what? I am not going to pick Washington State just because, they should be favored because they're ranked. UCLA's defense, and let's remember, their defense is still pretty good. It's just their offense is going to have to do some things, and I think they can get it done. Washington State's defense has been a little sus. Been a little bit sus. So I would imagine that UCLA's defense is going to really be the difference here, especially. But Dante Moore and that offense is going to have to do a few things, and I think they can get it done. Mid-scoring game. UCLA is -3 at home. So next up, this could be the game of the week, and it's actually a hard one to pick too. We got the Texas A&M Aggies hosting the number 11 Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama has been flopping up, or they've been moving up and down between a 1 to 2.5 point favorite. Last night they were down to a 1 point favorite. Yeah, this game's tough, man. A&M, I gotta give them credit. Their defense is actually legit. I think they proved that against Arkansas. Arkansas's got an offense that can
do things, but they haven't shown it. They have shown it, but they're just really off this year. But there's no excuse. A&M is actually, there's no sugarcoating it. Or A&M's defense is for real. It's their offense that you wonder about going forward. Can Max Johnson and that in their squad can they continuously score well? Alabama's been more of a run and defensive type team lately. They haven't thrown. This is a strange offensive unit for Alabama. That's not typical of them for sure because they're usually known to be able to throw the ball well too. You know what? I'm going to pick A&M to win. I actually wasn't going to do this before. I was going to take Alabama, but now the more I think about it, it's a road game. It's going to be a real hostile environment. Alabama's been really off this year at times. I don't trust them in this matchup. I know it's Nick Saban. It's exceptionally risky to go against Alabama at any time, whatever, no matter what the situation is. But I just think A&M. I think they're going to strike the upset. It's going to be a really tough game. There's going to be some physicality in this one. I wouldn't be shocked if there was some pushing and shoving in this one. These two, I don't think really like each other at all. Well, I don't say want to say think. I'm pretty sure they don't anyway. Next up, let's head over to Chapel Hill, North Carolina, where the number 14 North Carolina Tar Heels are minus 9.5 against the Syracuse Orange. Syracuse, I told you last week, was overrated. They were 4-0. They hadn't faced anybody really good, and then Clemson comes in and just it was kind of close there for a little bit, but then Syracuse just decided to just not even try anymore. They really couldn't do a whole lot anyway at times in that game too, so they kind of just withered away, I guess. North Carolina does not have the defense Clemson has. I think Syracuse could keep us close. I would not be completely shocked if North Carolina lost this game. Drake May has not really been super impressive to me. He's been throwing a few interceptions this season. So, North Carolina, Drake May needs to avoid the turnover, or else Syracuse might win this game, actually. I don't think Syracuse's defense is going to really hold up in this one either. North Carolina can't have an explosive offense. Syracuse, I think, will play better in this game. This should be a close game at the middle of the afternoon to evening. Let's head down to Athens, Georgia, where the number 1 Georgia Bulldogs are minus 14.5 against the number 20 Kentucky Wildcats. Yeah, Georgia barely survived on the road. I actually didn't think they were going to have a trouble like that against Auburn, but sure enough, Auburn's in the lead for a good amount of the game. Brock Bowers, I don't know how you stop him. He's ridiculously good. I still don't trust Carson Beck. I don't. I feel like there's going to be a time where he just becomes untrustworthy. So I'm not buying him still yet. The Georgia defense still pretty solid. You can tell they're a little bit. They're not as good as previous years, but they're still one of the better defenses. You can't just throw them like basically to the curb. Kentucky, I'm surprised they even won against Florida like that. Their rushing attack really showed up. The dude, Ray Davis, had 280 rushing yards. But Kentucky, it's going to be the complete opposite. I have Georgia dominating from start to finish. There's no way Kentucky wins this game. I think some people are probably trying to hype this game up, and I would say there's probably some people who are just all like, yeah, Kentucky's 5-0, oh my gosh. Who cares, really, to be honest? Devin Leary's been playing not very good at all. He's not even that great of a quarterback. They're going to shut the run down. And Kentucky's not going to do jack squat in this game. I think 13 comes in garbage time. Hell, it could be 31-0. I don't know. Kentucky could get shut out. You tell me. If Georgia gets in a close game in this one, I am going to be really worried going forward with Georgia. If they get into a close game with Kentucky here, yikes. That should not be the case here. Next up, this game just got way more interesting. You could think Louisville's great start to the season on that one. Number 25 Louisville Cardinals will host the number 11 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. The Fighting Irish are minus 6.5 on the road. And I could see the upset. I could see Louisville pulling it off. That offense has been playing well. Louisville hasn't faced... Louisville's been challenged a bit. Of course, they were challenged on the road against NC State. They came out on top on the road. That was a good road win by Louisville, too. So they've proven it. But the thing is, they haven't faced a really good offensive unit yet, and Notre Dame's got a pretty good offense. So I think Louisville's
Louisville's in trouble in this one. They're going to have trouble stopping Sam Hartman in that offense, and I think that's going to be the case here. I do have Louisville covering, but I have Notre Dame winning this game. This crowd is going to be so loud. It's going to be crazy. This is Louisville's best start to a season since I want to say the Lamar Jackson era. I'm not sure. Or Malik. I don't know. It's been a few years since Louisville's been off to this good of a start, at least. But give me Notre Dame in a close one. Next up, we have number 16 Ole Miss Rebels against the Arkansas Razorbacks, and the Razorbacks have just been so disappointing this year. It's ridiculous. You know, I don't know what to say anymore. Arkansas may not even make a bowl game at this point, the way they keep playing. However, I will say, I think Ole Miss is due for a slight letdown. They had that ridiculous game against LSU. Ole Miss might slip here. Ole Miss is probably, I don't know if I want to call it a little hangover, but they're at Auburn the following week. They got some bigger games down the road, so they could be sleepwalking a little bit in this game. It's possible. But I'd say Ole Miss wins, but I think Arkansas is going to cover the spread here. I don't know why, but I got a weird feeling about it. Ole Miss 11.5. I know Arkansas, I don't know what that was. I think Arkansas's been struggling, but the Ole Miss's defense isn't as good as A&M, so I think Arkansas can put some points here. My final game of the video to pick, we have Wyoming Cowboys. Yeehaw! I'm glad my voice didn't crack even worse than that. I know. Oh my God! Giddy up, Fresno State Bulldogs, number 24 Fresno State. Fresno State's had a great start to the season. Their offense is playing really good. Mikey King, however you say his name, he's playing really good. I mean, he is throwing the ball really well. Wyoming, the last couple of games, I don't know what's going on, but at times, like their defense even, I don't know. The last game worries me a little bit, but you know what? At home, believe it or not, I got Wyoming in an upset. I'm smelling the upset here. Fresno State hasn't faced a really tough defense like Wyoming yet, but if you look at the yards allowed per game for Wyoming, you're probably going to be like, well, how's their defense that good? They give up 220 passing yards. That's a little bit for sure, I know, but I think Wyoming at home, I think they're going to win this game. I think Fresno State's going to really struggle here. I think they're going to have a few missteps, and they're going to have one too many near the end of the game. I think they're going to lose because of it. Thank you guys for watching this video. Stay tuned for week 7. The action is going to keep heating up. I can't wait for some of the games down the line to talk about, especially for next week. And the Ring of Fire eclipse that's supposed to happen along with it. Yeah, we'll talk more about that. You do not want to miss it. Stay tuned later this week for that video as well. Hope you guys tune in. See you then. Bye.